everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hi. Today's video is my mid-year book freakout day. I have been watching these videos on YouTube the past few days as people have been posting them, and I think they are so much fun, and I love hearing about the books people read, what they like, what they don't like, what books they think are pretty, all that stuff. So I wanted to do it, and here we are. So far this year I have read 70 books. So I went through, I wrote down all the questions, I pre-answered them because I feel like if I was trying to think of them on the spot, I just second guess and this video would be super long. I also will have my Goodreads link down below too, so if you want to see what I rated any of the books that I'm going to be talking about, you can definitely go check that out. And I do film monthly reading wrap-up videos too, so if you want to hear me talk about these books more in depth, you definitely can go check those out too. The first question is the best book that I've read so far in 2021, and I picked Archer's Voice. I was going between a few for this, but I picked Archer's Voice. This book is just so beautiful. It is about Archer and Bree. Archer was in an accident when he was little that left him mute, and he lives in this tiny small town, and Bree kind of has a troubled past, and so she goes to this small town just to escape for a while. And Archer's like the town outcast, but she doesn't even care. She befriends him, and it's super cute because he knows sign language, but no one else in the town knows sign language. But Bree's dad was actually deaf, and so she knows sign language, and so she's like the first person to like actually talk to him in his like language. So good. If you have not read this, you need to go buy it right now and read it. It'll change your life. Like, I still think about it, and I read it a few months ago. The next question is the best sequel you've read so far in 2021. I'm switching this up to make the best series I've read so far this year, and I actually have two. One of them is the Stay With Me series by Nicole Fiorina, I want to say is how you say it. But this series is really so good. It's got like murder, kidnapping, love. It's so good. It is about Mia and Ollie. Mia is from the US. She's like a troubled teen, and so her parents sent her to this kind of like reformity school in the UK where she meets Ollie. He's in there, and it's just kind of their adventures, and then eventually they get to leave this school and you can like see them out in the real world, and it's just so cute. This is written so good. I'm pretty sure this is her first book that she's ever written, and you would never guess it. Like, if I wrote a book, you would definitely tell it was the first book I've ever written, because it'd be bad. But this is good. The grammar is good, and the covers are beautiful. If you have not read this yet, you need to. I read it back in January on my Kindle, and I loved it so much I had to buy the paperbacks. And then the other series that I'm currently in the middle of reading, it is the Addicted and Calloway Sisters series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. It's kind of like two series, but you read them intertwined. The first one is the Addicted series. This is about Lily and Lowell. They both have addictions. It's just them overcoming them. And then the Calloway Sisters series is about Lily's sisters, Rose and Daisy, and their boyfriends, fiancés, and then husbands, Reich and Connor. These are so good. They're like these famous people. Their parents are rich. They have companies. Rose has like a clothing line. Daisy's a model. It's not like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but in a way it like reminds me of it, kind of. The next question is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. For that one, I picked Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This I actually went to Target to buy the other day. Still has a Target sticker on. I hate when they put those stickers on. I wish they wouldn't do that. But I went to get it, and the shelf was empty. And if you know me, I hate talking to people, and I hate asking for help. But I did it. I went up, and I asked for help, and they went to the back, and they got me one because it said they still had some in stock. And I'm so excited to read this. It is about these siblings in Malibu of August of 1983, and they have like a party and it goes wrong, and so I'm excited to read that. I've been seeing so many people online read it and love it, so this is what I'm most excited to read. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I honestly don't follow that many authors, so I don't even know what books are like coming out until they're already like out and people are talking about them. The only ones that I could think of for this is I know T.L. Swan has a few more books coming out, and I love all her books. And Amo Jones has the last book of the Elite Kings Club series coming out too, and I'm excited for that. I'm not sure when those are coming out, but I'm pretty sure they're coming out this year, so that's my answer for that. Biggest disappointment. Literally anything LJ Shen. I've tried to read a few of her books, and every time I don't like them. I finished them all, but I didn't like them. I read Kiss Thief, and it was okay. Playing with Fire, I didn't really like that. I read Vicious, I did not like that. I did not go on with the series, which makes me sad because so many people say that's like their favorite series. But I do know a lot of people don't like LJ Shin right now because of things she has been doing to other authors, so I'm kind of glad I don't like her books, because then it's not that hard for me to not support her. So yeah, LJ Shin. Biggest surprise. I was thinking hard about this one and I honestly don't really know. I could think of a book that I read last year, November 9 by Colleen Hoover. That surprise in that book left me like mind blown. I was like, what? I never saw that coming. The only other one that I could think of was the whole just kind of late King's Club series by Emma Jones. I feel like I can never guess any of the stuff that's gonna happen. She has done such a great job at like creating her own little world, and I probably would never guess half the stuff that goes on in that book. It's just crazy. If you have not read that, you definitely need to go read it. It's so good. The series is almost complete. Like I said earlier, one more book is coming out. New favorite author. I have to go with Nicole Fiorina. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm the worst at pronouncing things. But she wrote the Stay With Me series that I just talked about, and then she has another book it's kind of like witchy vibes, so I'm waiting to read that till October, probably September, because I get in the fall mood very early on. And yeah, so I'm excited to read that too. That's also a series. I'm not sure when the next one's coming out. Hopefully soon after I read it, because I hate waiting. Newest fictional crush. This one was hard for me because I feel like I don't like have that. Like they're not real. I don't know what they look like. I can't have a crush on them. I haven't read it this year, but in After Harden, I don't have a crush on him, but Hero, who plays him in the movies, he's cute. But the only other thing I could think of is like all the off-campus boys, which I'm wearing my Briar U sweater for this video, because hockey players are hot, you know, and the way they're talked about in these books, you know they're all good looking. And I follow Elle Kennedy on TikTok, and she like fan cast people for them, and they're all cute. There's also this boy who everyone was like commenting, Garrett, if you don't know, Garrett's in The Deal, and he ended up reading the book, which is so funny. He's like an actual hockey player. So to answer that, we're just gonna go with all the off-campus and Briar U boys, and then Hero finds Tiffin because he's cute. Your newest favorite character. This was actually easy, and I'm picking the core 6 that is in the Addicted and Cowboy Sisters series. So Lily Lowe, Reich, Daisy, and Connor, and Rose. Literally, they're just the most epic friend group ever. If I could put myself in a world, it would be in their world, in their friend group. It's like they're real. Like I talked about earlier, it's kind of like the Kardashians. It's like I'm watching a reality show when I read these books. And so it's kind of like they're real, and I just don't personally know them, which is weird, but definitely them. The next question is a book that made you cry, and obviously A Thousand Boy Kisses by Taylor Cole. I did a whole reading vlog on this video, so if you want to go see me cry, you can definitely go watch that. This book, oh, it ruined me. Someone commented on my reading vlog literally like a day or two ago, and they're like, did anyone else read this and not cry? And I was like, how did you read this and not cry? I was crying 2 pages in when her grandma was dying. It's so sad. Whenever I hear If I Could Fly by One Direction 2, I just think of Poppy and Rune and I get sad. A book that made you happy. I have to go with Archer's voice again. The way Archer and Bree just interact, the way she made him so happy because he finally had someone. It was just so cute, and it just made me happy. I loved this book. This book also made me crying in one part too, but it was just one part. The rest I was all happy for. Next question. Your favorite book to movie / TV show you have seen so far. This I honestly don't have an answer for. I've watched the To All the Boys I Loved Before movies. I tried to read the books, couldn't get into them. I feel like if I read them in like high school I would have gotten into them, but now I'm just, no. I know The Hating Game is being turned into a movie. I haven't read that yet, but I really want to. That's on my goal to read this summer, and so I feel like maybe if that comes out later this year, that would be my answer. I don't know if these questions are the same for like the end of the year book tag, but if it are, I'm guessing The Hating Game is gonna be my favorite. Or After We Fell, because that's coming out. The first 2 After movies were questionable. I like the first one. I don't like the second one. The first one I would like better if it was closer to the book, but it's like my comfort movie. I've watched it so many times I could probably recite the whole thing. The second movie though, the whole vibes in it, I don't like. But After We Fell looks promising, so maybe it'll be that too. The most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. I'm going with covers. Like covers are beautiful. So the first one is Serenity and Heartbreak. This cover is literally gorgeous. Like, look at all the detail. Has like the music notes on it. This book's actually a love triangle between a girl and her brother's best friend who's in like a band, and then he leaves, so she goes to college and she like doesn't hear from him, so she starts seeing this baseball player. Well, then her and this baseball player go on a date and show up at this bar, and guess who's playing? Her brother's band, and that guy's in it. And so it's like this whole love triangle going on between the two. And oh, this book took you on a roller coaster, but it was so good. I loved it. This is on Kindle Unlimited too, so if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can go read it on there. But I bought the physical book because it was so pretty. I had to buy it. And then the other books that I bought because I thought they were beautiful was the Stay With Me series. Like I said, I read these on my Kindle back in like January, but the covers are so pretty. Like that flower detail. And then this one's got like the rose. And then this one, I love the like background with that. They're just so pretty. The only thing I don't like about these is these two are like a cream color and this one's like a white. And that bothers me. Like, I wish they were all the same paper. The very last question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So like I said, I did a whole what I want to read this summer, and those are kind of all the books that I just really want to read in general. I do read other books periodically because I see them like on TikTok or Instagram, or other booktubers like recommend them, and I'll read it. But all the books I mentioned in that video are books that I like really want to read by the end of the year. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but written down I have The Hating Game, Beach Read, People Meet on Vacation, Malibu Rising, and then I also want to finish all the series that I have started. Currently in the middle of reading the Addicted and Calloway Sisters series. I am reading the Shameless Kings series. Is that what it is? Kings of Rittenhouse? I don't know. It's like the hockey romance. I'm reading that on my Kindle. I'm also reading the Born in Blood Mafia Chronicles, which also intertwines with another Mafia series by Cora Riley. So I want to read all of those. So yeah, that is all the books that I am going to be talking about today. I'm excited to do my end of the year book tag and to see how many books I read. My goal for myself is 100. I'm 30 away from that, so I feel like I'm definitely going to reach that within the next month or two. So we will see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my Goodreads will be linked down below, so if you want to go see what I rated any of these books or books in the future that I'm reading, you can definitely go do that. If you filmed any of these videos, definitely let me know. I would love to go watch them, and let me know what your favorite book has been so far this year. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.